Live here. All right, quick. So we are live. Here we are, right off the cuff. We are live, and so I want to welcome everybody to Build It Through Culture Live. And I am Rob Genovese, and we are here coming at you every roughly, well, only twice this summer because as things slow down, we kind of want to slow down a little bit too. So just once in August, we came at you once in July. And we're going to be going back to twice a month coming September when everybody gets back in the groove. So we are going to be talking about some culture stuff tonight. And again, I'm Rob Genovese. I'm the owner of Unleash My Beast brand. And we create brand strategy and it attracts dream clients to you. So you don't have to chase them down and sell them. And you get rid of those nightmare clients because nobody likes those, right? It's not all about the money. It's about enjoying your work. And you want to do that with people that you like to work with. And I'm also area director for Master Networks for Rockland County, New York, as well as regional director for all of New Jersey, starting, growing, and guiding chapters to create more opportunity for everybody. And I want to let my culture collaborator introduce herself. Go ahead, Steph.
Hey guys, Stephanie Bellafato here. Happy to be here with you all tonight. Um, I'll tell you a little bit about ServPro first. So I represent ServPro, and we're your local disaster recovery specialists. We take care of anything related to fire, water, um, flood, mold, biohazard, crime scene cleanup. And for any of you in this hot weather, most recently, it is floods. It is mold season. Excuse me. So humidity levels above 40%, guys. Keep a lookout. That's where optimum mold growth likes to live, in those dark, damp, wet places. But I'm also the chapter president of the Carmel, New York chapter, as well as an area director, along with Rob, in the New York, Connecticut region, and part of the culture team. So we're so glad that you're with us tonight,
Yeah, yeah.
spending this 1 hour with us.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming. We know it's summertime, and a lot of people might be away. And if you're coming and joining us, as welcome, Teresa Savali. Hey, Teresa, thanks for coming. We got a big woohoo from Teresa,
Oh, hey,
so she's in the
Teresa.
house. Thank you for coming. People are away. We get it, and but look, we committed to doing this, so we're doing this regardless of where we're from. And while I'm not away this time, and Steph, you're enjoying the comfort of your backyard, right?
I actually am enjoying the comfort of my backyard. The humidity finally broke
Yeah.
yesterday. So I thought, I did the last live out here. You know what? I'm going to do this live out here too. I love to enjoy the outside, my flowers, and all this, the beauty that we're surrounded by, that we're so fortunate to have. So,
Yeah, and I know last week was brutal up here in New York. It was mid to high
whew,
90s for like a week and a half. I think it was actually better to be in Florida than it was to be in New
it
York.
actually was, Rob. It's true, because I spoke to my extended family down in Florida, and when I told them the temperature and the humidity they were like, "Oh, it's not that bad down here." I said, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's been brutal." Look, Tina and I went to a mixer on Tuesday, Tiki Tuesday, right? Uh, White Plains A Team, and we were melting, but it was beautiful at
yeah.
at the Washington Irvington Boat Club. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, I know we're getting a break this week. It's down to a cool 85 or 87 degrees, which feels cool comparatively, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Much cooler, right? Just the break in the humidity helps us all, I feel like. The
Yeah.
temperature could still remain high, but as long as the humidity levels aren't so bad, I think we're good.
Yeah,
Um
absolutely.
so
Absolutely. And if
hey guys, how's everybody doing out there tonight? If you're in this live right now and you're watching it, um please shout us out. Put a comment in the put a comment in there, as well as sharing it to your page, right? Let's share this with others. We don't want to keep it a secret.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, like the Mass Networks Inc. Facebook page, that's where you're watching this right now. But make sure you like it so you get notified when this comes out. About every other week or so, we're coming out doing this, but we want to remind you so you don't miss it. And hopefully you catch it on the replay if you don't catch us live, because, sometimes this could be dinner time for people or family time. We get that. We're doing this kind of on our own time as well, but catch the replay for sure, because we always want to be making sure we're delivering high value And so even if you can't make it, watch it, because there's a lot of good stuff you can use here to help create and streamline the growth of your organization.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, I'm so glad Teresa's here. So thank you, Teresa. It's great to see you. Always good to see her.
Yep.
And what a voice, right? So she sang at our golf outing. Sh What an amazing voice she has, right?
Some people are so darn talented. It kind of makes me feel like I got gypped in life because I didn't get any of that talent. I got no musical talent whatsoever. None. I can't dance. I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. It's just went over me.
Yeah, too bad we didn't have that video to share. We could have shared the video of the golf outing,
Oh, we
Rob.
could always do that. We could always do that. I got it.
I think we should share a little of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
look, because the last episode we were talking about how you have fun at work, right? So,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be great to show them how we have fun while we're networking? Like, I think that would be great.
That would be a good idea. We'll see if we can bring that up. But in the meantime, we got somebody else coming in the house here. We have Miss Tina Melham. Hey,
Ooh,
Tina.
Tina.
Our friend from Nashville, one of my favorite places on earth, and she lives there. So she's
Yeah,
very fortunate to live down there.
I
Thank you for
was
coming, Tina.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. I was fortunate enough I got to speak to her today. So if you haven't spoke to the Glow Girl, you should reach out to her. So if you have aches and pains,
Ah,
we like to call it special pudding that she has that you can put on that to help you with your aches and pains.
special pudding. I like that.
Special pudding.
Is that what they call it down south?
I don't know. I think we came up with it at the golf outing because she was helping so many people, um, putting this special cream that she has, this CBD cream, and people were like within a minute they were feeling better. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Especially at the golf outing, sometimes there's mishaps and people throw out their backs and injure their hands and whatnot. So it's good to have like a medic on board for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So we were driving around in the cart and she was applying to all these amazing people to try to relieve some of their pains, and it was awesome. So thank you for doing that for us, Tina.
Yeah, and then that's a good heads up for next year. And look, we just came off the heels of that golf outing back in June. I mean, it was only a couple months ago. It seems like a long time ago now, but the 2023 golf outing is, I think it's June 19th. I do have to confirm that date. It's definitely in June. I believe it's the 19th. But look, block off every Monday in June of next year because you don't want to miss this golf outing. I'm telling you, it was. And the first year we did it, when we did it in 2022, right? It was just off the hook, exciting, fun. So much love going around. So many people seeing each other in person for the first time, which is like a family reunion. Very special. A lot of fun music. We talked about Teresa, her husband, and his band. She was singing, he was
Awesome.
playing, dancing, food. I mean, photo booths. Just incredible time. And this year was actually even better. I couldn't believe it.
Awesome. It was Teresa's husband's band is amazing. What a stellar job. They did an
Yeah,
amazing job. We all had a great time. We were dancing and laughing, and it was a whole lot of fun. So,
yeah.
um, hey, we had like 11 or 12 states represented there. I thought that was pretty cool. So,
Oh yeah, I did like 12 states. Think about that for a second. I think so Steph and I, wherever you're watching from, we're from the tri-state region. That's New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey region. And I think we take for granted the fact that we got people from all over the country as part of some of our chapters. But if we step back and think about it objectively, to have people from 12 states drive, fly, however they came in, hovercraft, I don't know, just to come to New York to join us at the golf outing, that's pretty amazing.
yeah, it is pretty amazing.
And so
I
a couple people have asked me, they're like, somebody reached out to me from another region about what we're doing to produce the community that we have in the tri-state region. They're from outside our region. They said, we want to duplicate what you're doing there because we're having trouble growing and you guys are really growing and you have such community and strong bonds. What are you doing? So we're teaching this stuff, but But listen, gang, I was telling them what we do, but this live, Steph and I, these conversations don't minimize the fact that she and I are just talking and having fun. What we're saying is the formula for strong community.
Yeah, just be supportive of each other and not just Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, right? Or at a mixer or at an event. How about getting together outside of those times, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of us in this region. We see each other on a regular basis outside of a mixer and outside of a meeting. So, guys, it's important to form those relationships, right? And when we do the bond in our meetings, that's just a taste of what then you should be following through with after the meeting and following up to continue deepening those relationships. It's not a once and done. You don't have one face to face and then you say, "Oh, okay, I know that person." No, you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Check. Right. But
Right,
what we
right.
talk about is so when you do those face to faces, and you and I mean, we started out by doing a face to face, and we are like really good friends today. It's because we kept talking, we kept going. What do we share? And it was not just about the connection, of course, that came in the beginning, but the initiatives we wanted to do, the things we want to do. This collaboration came out of that early friendship to discover, hey, we love talking about this stuff, so it leads to this. And we talk about the golf outing as an in-person event being a culmination of just lots of face-to-faces.
Yeah. Yeah, in the video, it's like one of the members said like, "Oh, my goal was to do 100 face-to-faces this year, and I think I'm gonna get them all done today in this one outing," right? I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Maybe we should play a little bit of that video. What do you think?
I think that would be a great idea. I really do. I think that people would love that, and it would give them a little taste of what our region is like, and I think it would be fun.
Yeah, so let's take a little clip of that golf outing. And look, again, if you weren't at the golf outing, just take a look at this. We're just going to give you a teaser and see kind of what you missed, but what you could look forward to next year.
Welcome to the second annual Tri-State Master Networks Golf Outing.
Hey, who's that?
Master Network's mission is to lead a movement of like-minded service-based entrepreneurs and business leaders. Our commitment is to educate, equip, and empower our members so that they are inspired to create and design a legacy beyond the business.
That's
It's a
a
goal to
remote
stay
guy.
outside. I have some of the best people around me and that I built relationships with over the past year and a half, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Fun networking group. Everybody's trying to help each other. Good to get out, celebrate, get back.
It's not about what you can do for me, but it's more about what we can do for each other.
And it will help me with challenges that I never would have thought about facing before.
Network.
Yeah.
Networking with the best of the best. It's a great day, lots of fun.
I like to help out as much as I possibly can.
As a life and business coach, I've been able to create more visibility, exposure for my business.
At the beginning of the year, I committed to 100 face-to-faces. I'm going to knock them all out today.
There you go.
They told you.
That's the golf part.
Master
We
Networks
just
is
you skip
about
ahead a little
people.
bit. Sorry, Gene.
Yeah, you should.
Just skip ahead a little. Here we go.
Connecticut or New Jersey. Here from outside the New York, Connecticut, or New Jersey area.
Here we go. There's Larry from Texas.
Yeah.
People are awesome, and it makes me rise and makes me grow.
All the benefits come from just you being you and making the connections and getting to know others.
With the connections that I've made, Master Networks has helped me grow.
And coming to Master Networks kind of felt more like a home to me, rather than other networking groups where it's just business, business, business.
There she is.
Teresa.
Teresa. Plenty of dancing. So we got golf, we got dancing, we got music.
Look at all those amazing people.
Somebody actually said to me, this is not really like a networking event. Like, This is the best it
Master
can possibly
Networks
be.
really has been phenomenal. Met some great people.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez,
And
we'll
the
get
awesome
fast
thing
forward
about
through
Master
that part.
Networks is not only am I subjected to my local geographical area, but I've met people across the country as a result of this network.
It has just grown and grown and grown in terms of the number of people that I get to meet.
600 people in this region to help them grow and to help them be better at doing what they do.
This is not just networking. This is a community.
What Master Networks has done for me is helped me build my business while I'm building strong relationships and friendships along the way. Creating those relationships has helped me grow personally and professionally.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here.
All right, so that's enough of that.
Yeah, what a
that's a
great
tease. Now it's actually 4 minutes long, but just a tremendous. You get a little taste of what it's like to be there with this. You see smiles on everybody's faces.
Yeah, I don't think there was
Everybody.
a person there that wasn't smiling and having a great time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's right, Teresa. The video came out great, mainly because you were in it, singing,
Right,
dancing,
your
having
beautiful
fun.
face was there, and you were singing, and we were having a great time.
I'll be there. So much fun. You were there. You'll be there next year.
Yeah, she'll be there again. She said after being here, she's like, "Oh, I'm coming back every year."
Yeah, I'll be back. It was all
Right.
15 minutes away from my house, but
Right,
I probably would have flown in for it too.
Right, but to hear other members from around the country say, "I had such a great time. I'm gonna make sure I'll be back next year." That's wonderful, right?
Yeah. And,
That's a
when we
great
talk about
feeling.
working. So think about it. We network pretty hard, right? We
Yeah.
do lots of face-to-faces. I mean, I've been in other organizations, and there's nobody doing 8, 10 face-to-faces a week every week.
Yeah.
And I do 4 to 6, and I'm not even killing it like a lot of you do a lot, Steph. I don't do
I
that.
do a lot. I think I've done, I don't know, maybe 60 this month so far.
6. So that's an average of 2 a day.
Yeah, I try to look, I want to connect with people and I want to see how I can help them, right?
So we work hard at networking, but then obviously, like an example with the golf outing, we also play hard. And
that's the fun, right? That we
That's the
get
fun.
that you get to work hard and play hard, right? I think it's super important that you just like we said how to have fun in your work last month when we did our live.
Yeah.
It should always be some element of fun. Otherwise, what are we all doing here?
You have to enjoy it. I can't imagine. And look, I kind of get it because I remember, in some of my jobs, a lot of them, I didn't really like the job that I was doing. So I was doing my best to enjoy it the best I could, right? So it's work to make sure that you enjoy it, even though innately it may not be enjoyable work. So you gotta
Right.
make it fun, right? Whatever
Right.
you're doing, make it fun. If you don't like
Right.
vacuuming your house, turn up the music, grab a drink, and just vacuum your house to music with a drink.
That's right. That's what I do, right? When I mow my lawn, it's actually like therapeutic for me. I put some music on, put my earbuds in, and I make those nice straight lines across the lawn, like we all have our thing, right? So whatever your thing is, but you should try to find a way to enjoy everything that you do. Not everything we do is always going to be enjoyable, but if you can turn it around and find something about it that you can enjoy and focus on that part while you're doing it, it makes it much easier to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about this, about how we network hard, we work hard, we play hard, but that takes a lot of energy, and especially in networking, it's a lot of energy to talk to people, to listen to people. It takes more energy to listen than it does to talk, by the way. A lot of energy to listen. And so this leads us into what we want to talk about today, and that's you need some time for yourself. You need some unplugged time, some time to recharge in between. Look, even God took the 7th day off because he needed a break. He needed a break from 6 days of networking, the universe together. So what makes us think that we don't need to do that? And I know people that have worked 7 days a week and they're on the verge of breaking down. And I don't
Yeah.
like to see it.
And that's not good. Listen, I have a hard time doing that whole, time to recharge, right? I keep saying it like I'm going to I'm going to take this weekend and I'm going to um plan a couple of trips for myself because I need some time to recharge.
Yeah, we all do. We all
Right.
do. And, when I started my business, so, when I had jobs, you work Monday through Friday, and that was kind of it. And fortunately, I didn't have jobs where I had to work the weekends too much, Saturdays sometimes here and there. But, having a business is a whole different world because, it's all up to you in a lot of cases, at least early on. And so the inclination is to work 7 days. And look, I did that in the beginning, but I knew I had to get out of that as quick as possible because it's unsustainable and you could suffer serious burnout. And there was a couple of times there, especially when I really got to networking hard, where I went into a state of depression and I just went MIA for like 3 days, 2 to 3 days, because I couldn't handle anymore. And it's important because sometimes the mind, it really can't sustain that.
Right. Right, you do. You get burnt out. Oh,
Here's
there you go. Burnout is
Teresa,
real.
recovering workaholic.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's
think
real.
um we all strive for all these goals, right? But at the end of the day, when you come to your last days, it's not going to be like, oh, I should have worked harder, right? Like it
Yeah.
that's not usually what people say. They usually are saying I should have taken more time to spend here or there. So, maybe think about that. I've been really thinking about that myself a lot lately, right? So,
Yeah.
think about what that means for you.
Yeah.
Um, Not that we all don't want to be successful, and we certainly want everyone to be successful, right?
Mhm.
But, if you don't find the balance, how successful are you really?
Yeah. Success isn't just the money, although we do need that for our
Right.
lives, pay our bills, provide for our families, and have some kind of lifestyle. But success is also you have good relationships, right? You don't want to work hard, make a lot of money, lose your family, lose your friends. Like that's not success, or lose your health.
No,
That's not success.
you wanna be able to share with each other in all of the good times, right? You wanna support each other in the times that you're struggling, but you wanna be able to share with each other in the good times. You wanna be able to create, um, amazing memories, because at the end of the day, that's what we have at the end is the memories that we created together.
Yeah. Right. Could you imagine at the end of your life having not created any memories? And I've had plenty of mentors in my life, and um, most of the ones who were later in life, they did point that out, and they said, "Look, at the end of your life or later in life, the only thing you have to hold on to are the memories you created, the things you did, and you'll regret the things you didn't do, right? Because if it's just about working every day, you'll never look back fondly and be like, yeah,
Yeah, I had a
those are good
great life,
times spent
right?
1 a.m. working and on a Sunday working while my family was at the beach or at the pool and I had to work. Like nobody's going to look back on that with
Right.
fond memories.
Right. No, they're actually your family will probably look back on that and feel resentful, right? Your family and friends, like you missed out on all these great things that you could have been a part of with the rest of us together, right? So
Yeah.
it is super important to be making those memories because obviously, it's not the things, it's the people, it's the relationships. That's really ultimately what matters most.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I myself, earlier in my career, I did work a lot and I didn't work all the time, but when I had a job, I was always working on a side business. I wanted to be a business owner. So I was doing all these things. And honestly, and it's a regret I have, but I didn't spend a lot of time with my high school buddies and they were hanging out and they were going to, bars and they were hanging out together and they were playing games and they were doing barbecues. And I would be not, I would be working.
Right.
And I look back and I go, I missed those years. And when we do get together and they talk about these times where I see photos and I'm not there,
Yeah, you feel kind of empty a little, right?
Yeah, it hurts. Like I
Yeah.
blew it. I kind of blew that period of my life with those friends, and you don't want to blow that.
No, you want to have that. You want to share that. You want to be a part of that. And you want to give that to others too, right? Like, I think it's hard when you grow up in a household where you're taught that you know, like my dad was taught, "Oh, your job is to be the provider," right?
Hmm.
So go out and make a living and provide for your family. That's your job.
Yeah.
Well, you know, okay, that's part of it, but that's not all of it, right? There's
Yeah.
so many more layers to that. And if you come from that mindset or that's the way that you were raised, we get it. But, take time for your family because although they could say you were a great provider, were you a great parent? Were you a
Right.
great, those are questions you might want to ask yourself.
Yeah. And you don't want to not do that and regret later because you can't get that back. Right? You
No,
can't get
time
those
is the one
relationships back.
thing you can never get back,
Yeah.
right? It's the
Yeah.
one thing that we can give to each other and never get it back.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So,
So
I do take Sundays basically. Now I will do some work. So here's the way I make sure that I'm recharging is number one, during the day, I make sure that I get outside and I just I'll at least walk my property, just walk on the earth and think and notice the trees and notice the birds and listen and just stay in kind of a grateful state of mind. The fact that I could be out in my property on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. when I used to have a job. So I'm grateful for that to be able to do that, but I still have to recharge for the day. So I will take time to go out during the day and do that as well. I do lots of meetings all during the week, right? We do lots of face to faces, we do client meetings and whatnot. But Saturdays, no meetings. Now I may
right,
work, right? I may do some work, but no meetings. And Sunday, it's no meetings, no real work unless it's something that I enjoy, like doing something productive, something
right.
creative with work. And to me, that's not really work. But for the most part, it's like my kids go, like my son is 16. I'm 54 years old. He's like, "Hey, you want to go skateboarding?" Yes. Let's just go. So we'll grab a couple of skateboards and go skating around the neighborhood. Like, because if they ask, I'm going.
Yep. And
That's
think about that. So that's something your son will always remember, right?
yeah,
That you took the time out because he asked you and you said yes, right?
yeah,
So that's going to be a memory that he gets to hold on to for forever,
yeah,
right? And it's not the thing, it's not the skateboard, it's the fact that he got to do it with his dad,
yeah, yeah. It
right?
is. It is. And I always you know, maybe the people who are a little bit younger than me don't remember the song "Cats in the Cradle" by Harry Chapin, but to this day, and I hear that song, it gets me emotional, right? Because the pain of the regret of not now, not today, I'm too busy, right? And then down the road, there's that regret of not being there, and the relationship was never really there. It's sad,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So we have to
It's true.
intentionally do it.
You do. You do have to be intentional. And even if it's, look, sometimes it doesn't even require a significant amount of time, but some time, an hour, right?
Yeah,
Like breakfast, like, oh, okay, how about just a chat? Or, hey, how about a walk? Or, hey, what's going on with you? Just to reconnect with each other.
yeah. Teresa said it really good. Your children remember experiences you have with them, not what you bought them.
And
Wow.
it's true. I agree. And I've said that a million times over because think about it yourself. You might be able to remember now we're in our 50s, right? So we might be able to remember one or two things growing up that you wanted so bad that your parents had gotten you, whether it was for a birthday or for a Christmas or a Hanukkah or a holiday, right? But for the most part, you don't remember anything other than where you went on vacation, what you did, were you building forts in the backyard or, making forts in your downstairs with blankets as
Yeah.
a family
That was
and,
the best. I love that. I
yeah.
think that's one of the best memories a kid could have is making forts out of cushions and blankets and pillows and
We love doing that as kids, right? Or putting on a show in the backyard for the family, whatever it was. Like those are the things that you'll always have. Those are the memories that you'll create together that you'll have forever.
Yeah,
And those
absolutely.
are the most precious to us all, right? At least
Yeah.
they are to me.
And we have Gene Turman's in the house. Hey, Gene,
Oh,
thanks for
hey,
joining us.
Gene.
Thanks for joining us.
So,
We're
hey,
talking about
guys,
creating time to recharge.
I want to remind you all, can you guys all please share this to your page? And then once you do, let me know in the comments that you've shared it to your page. So there, that would be great. I'd appreciate it. Oh, Trish is here too.
Hey, how we go? We got Trisha. Hey, Trisha, thanks for
Hey,
coming.
Trisha.
All the way from Pennsylvania.
Whoop, whoop. I saw she just posted a chapter forming. What a great picture, Trisha. That was great.
Oh, I missed that. Hey, Dana. How you doing?
Hey, Dana.
How you doing, Dana? That's one of my favorite phrases. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
Who knows
hey,
what that's
hey.
from? Anybody know what that's from out there? Post it in the comments if you
Yeah,
know.
if you know what that's from, put it in the comments.
Hey, hey, hey. That's good. Talking about creating time to recharge here. And oh, look at this. So Jean said she's in DC and she's making memories this weekend with her kid.
Yeah, her son, what an amazing opportunity he got, right? He's working in DC for Homeland Security as an intern. He got an internship there this summer. And so now she had to go out there to pick him up because now, he's got to go back to college, right?
Yeah.
So now they're going to go do some sightseeing and look at some things. So what a great thing.
Yeah.
That's just amazing to me.
Hey, Dana LaRue.
Hey,
Thanks for coming,
Dana.
Dana. Regional partner, Texas North. Good to have you in the house, Dana. Thank you for coming. Talking about creating time to recharge here. I think Steph's going to ask you a question.
Yeah, I've been waiting to ask this question from you guys. So, hey, listen, what are some examples, and put them in the chat, please. What are some examples of how you recharge? Yeah. Right? Because everybody may be different. So for some people, maybe they meditate. I don't know. For some people, maybe they go out for a run. For me, I like to sit on the beach, right? And envision. I always feel like when I look out into the water, there's like infinite possibilities. So I can really like get creative and, so that's the way I do it. So if you would all share how you do it, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the answer to the question, hey, 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 from the show, what's happening?
Winner. Okay, we get applause.
Who said it?
Come on, Rob.
Who said it? No, Teresa, it was not rerun. Every time he entered the room, it was Dwayne. He came in and he said, hey, hey, hey. It's one of my favorite shows. What a great show. And Dana says, play with the grandkids and shop. I like shopping, actually.
And garden. She said garden too.
And gardening. Gardening's great. I mean, I'm not a gardener, but talk about just being the earth and in nature and, connecting with the earth. Like sounds woo to some people. That's why I go outside and I walk on my ground, on the earth and my grass, because there's a connection. There's an energy there for sure.
Well, they do tell you, especially, actually, I'm going to put it up because Trisha said it, getting her bare feet in the grass. That is true. So if you are barefoot in the grass, there is energy there and you will connect with the earth. And that is a
100%.
wonderful thing.
100%. Now, I didn't read that. I just noticed it, and it keeps me from getting depressed. I shouldn't say depressed, but if being an introvert, a lot of socializing drains my energy. That's just the way it is. And I love people and I love doing it, but it just drains me. When I go outside and I walk in the grass, I avert burning out and going into a state of depression where I just don't want to do anything. I like curl up in a ball and I disappear for a couple of days. So that's how I avert that. Getting bare feet. I'm not up for the bare feet yet. I can't. I'm not a barefoot kind of person, but I get it.
You have to get a nice, cozy patch of grass, and you could do it, Rob. I have confidence in you. You could do it.
I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's 7:35.
Oh my gosh.
Running a little bit
All right,
late.
guys. Well, you all know that we always have a special guest. Who do you think
do.
the special guest is tonight?
Yeah.
Put your comment in the chat of who you think it might be.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be our special guest? And it's usually not the person you think it is. And we get some of the same answers all the time, but put them in the chat. Trisha asking, who is it? Yeah, we're asking you, Trisha. Who
We're
is
asking you
We're
to
asking
give
you. Who
us
do you
an
think
answer
it
of
is?
who you think it is,
Who do you
right?
think it is? This person is throughout the region pretty well known. So I'll give you that. Trisha says Rachel. It's a really good guess. Could be. Could be Rachel.
That's a good
Could be Rachel
guess.
Sirota. Jean says Teresa Safali. Could be Teresa.
Could be.
No. Any other guesses? Maybe. We want everybody to pitch in a guess here and see who you think it is. There's no prize. We'd love to give you a prize. Maybe we'll just give you a round of applause if
Yeah,
you
that's
get it
our
right.
prize always. We give you a good round of
Give you a
applause.
round of applause. We got plenty of those. But we don't want to waste any more time, right? Because we're running out of time.
No. We want to give this person the time that they deserve. Because it's important for you guys to hear what this person has to say. So
I got to
bring the person in, Rob.
All right, here it is. Welcome to Build It Through Culture Live, Miss Teresa. So congratulations to Jean Turman. She won.
Finger snaps for Jean.
All right, Jean, we're giving you applause. You won.
There you go.
You figured it out.
How did she do that? All the people it could have been. She chose Teresa. She's right.
Jean pays attention. She notices detail. I think that has to do with being a photographer.
Yeah. She has a sense about it.
She does.
So welcome, Teresa. Tell us who you are, what you do, and the thing that makes you awesome.
Okay, I'll start with what makes me awesome is being a fellow introvert with you, Mr. Genovese. So I totally get that. As I was listening backstage, I'm like, yeah, I get the introvert thing. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you all. My name's Teresa Safali. I am the CEO and founder of Daily Achievers, where I am a productivity coach, and I work with other coaches, content creators, and solopreneurs, and I help those people find clarity so they can focus on what matters, so they can win their day every single day. And
that tagline of yours, I mean, you and I have talked pretty regularly over the past couple of years. Again, a face-to-face, in person, right? We were at the diner in Thornwood, right, Mount Pleasant.
That's right, Thornwood Diner,
and we just connected right away and became good friends, kind of like Steph and I, and been talking regularly ever since. And when we were talking about your branding, you came up with that tagline, which you came up with it, by the way, which I love. Give us that tagline again. I love this.
Do what matters. Win every day.
Do what matters. What matters, right? And win.
Emphasis on what matters.
Right.
What matters is very important. And what matters, in business and in life is different for every single person, right?
And I love that win every day part. To me, because that really gets to the heart of, people think, winning is like this sprint, then you hit a finish line and you've won. But you don't. Every day you win and you win and you win and you win to the bigger wins. So there's always wins because that's life.
Small little steps will get you there a lot faster than spending your time looking around chasing the quote unquote big ideas that might get you there, right?
Yeah. And today we're talking about creating time to recharge. And I know you'd put something in the chat about being a former workaholic. Maybe give us give us some of your insight. Tell the people maybe a little bit about your story, whatever you want to share. And
absolutely.
Talk about recharging.
There's not enough time because you didn't bring me in on time. No,
Listen, I don't even know that there would ever be enough time to get all of the golden nuggets and knowledge from this amazing woman, right? So
that's very kind of you. No, I'll tell you part of my story. If you want to hear the whole story, you're just going to have to make a face-to-face. Thank you, Jean. And Jean said that there were too many things that make me awesome. And
I know there are.
The check is in the mail. So what else can you put in the chat? So it's like it's per comment.
Right.
She'll pay per comment.
Yeah. So, as I was sitting listening and like interacting in the chat, and I was listening to what Rob was talking about with, like, when his son says, "Hey, do you want to go skateboarding?" He's out the door, right? Because there are moments, right? Life is a series of moments, and you are either present in the moment or you are not present in the moment. And when my children were small, it was super easy for me to stay present in the moment. They were my one priority. Even though I had a business, I wasn't working it full time. They were clearly my priority, and they came first. And then as they started to get older and more independent, all of a sudden I forgot all of my boundaries and forgot the word no. And I was not really clear, um, which I didn't realize in the moment, but later down the road I did. I wasn't really clear on what exactly I was trying to build. I was just kind of like chasing opportunities or being really flattered when I got recognition and somebody said, "You would be great at this," or "We would love to have you a part of our team to do this." And before I knew it, like, I'd spread myself out really thin, and I was working 16 to 18-hour days, 7 days a week. And one of the things I prided myself on was that I had the opportunity that many, especially moms, don't get in this day and age, right? I was able to stay home and raise my kids and make enough money to, contribute to the household so I felt worthy. But it wasn't like I had to go and work a 9 to 5 job. Like, I knew a lot. I had a lot of friends who had little ones who were working in the city, and they were spending 2 hours a day commuting. And then, they just weren't home with their kids. So I was always really proud of that fact. And as they got older, I was at the dance recitals, and I was at the school plays, and I was at the concerts, and I was on the class trips and all those things, but I wasn't present because my head was stuck in my phone, email, talking to whoever it was. Family vacations were me up early in the corner or up late, probably both, sitting in the corner trying to be quiet on my laptop working. And then during the day, my husband and children would be going through like the outlet stores or the beach shops, and I'd be outside on my cell phone justifying my behavior as, this is what a successful entrepreneur does, right? They just work themselves sick. And that's what I was doing. Holidays were pretty much the same. How long do I have to talk to people before I can go tuck away in a corner with my computer? And it went on like that for years. And I really was equating being busy with being successful. And the truth is the harder I worked, the less I had to show for it in the way of traditional success. I had less revenue. I had less good health. I had less friends. But I had more of some things too. I had more stress, more physical ailments, more work to do because nobody could do it as good as I could. So forget about outsourcing or delegating. I had to take it on. And I was always proven right, because when I did delegate something, it was always wrong and it wasn't the way I wanted it. So I'd redo work. And what I developed was insomnia, and really I starved myself. I never stopped to eat. There were days I didn't stop to shower. So we're talking hustling myself until it hurt. And the hustle shouldn't hurt. There's a difference between hard work, hard effective work, and then doing all the things until you can't see straight, or things don't make sense, or you can't even make a simple decision, like what you want to eat for dinner because you're so overloaded. And, it was really those things that brought me eventually to my big epiphany moment, which was I chased these opportunities to the point where I built something I didn't want. And the other epiphany was that I was teaching my daughters, not that they could be strong, independent women like I thought I was, but that my business was more important than they were.
Wow.
And essentially what happened, to make a super long story short and skipping over all the steps, was every time I tried to fix work, Like, how do I do less? How do I be more efficient? I never did it well. I take one step forward and then take 10 steps back until I finally got smart enough to just zoom out farther. It's like sometimes you just have to stop and take stock as to what, like, and be honest with yourself. Like, what's really going on? And then I'm like, I'm trying to fix work. It's not, it's only giving me a little bit of progress. And the first thing that I went and fixed was sleep. So when we're talking about, making time to recharge, there are a lot more things than sleep. And I'll talk about that really quickly. The first thing was sleep. And I realized that as I was teaching myself again how to actually have a good night's sleep, over time got to that point. What I was able to accomplish after a really good night's rest was just outstanding. It was a lot clearer what work needed to get done. What I wanted became clearer. What work I needed to do was clear. Decisions were easier to make. And it ended up being just kind of like a perpetual thing. Like, what else can I have that's more? Because originally I started my business for freedom and flexibility. And
but you didn't
How
have any of
ironic.
that.
I didn't have any of that.
Didn't have any of that.
Irony, right?
The whole
So-
sleep thing,
Yeah.
just to interject for a second here, at a period of time in my career, I was around people where lack of sleep was a badge of honor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't go to sleep till 2, 3 a.m., man. I was up by 5:30, back at it. And I was at that time, I was kind of similar. I was staying up. I would not be asleep before 1 a.m., a lot of times 2 a.m., be up at 6:30. And when I had that job, this is embarrassing. I would go to the men's room. I would sit down on the toilet, put my face in my lap, and go to sleep for 15 minutes just to get through the day. And I thought I was doing something that was honorable and
Oh
respectful.
yeah.
No,
And you
not
know
at all.
how awful that is? That's just so bad for you on so many levels, right? I mean,
Mhm.
lack of sleep, what it can do to your health, right?
Right.
And your physical health and
Your
your
body
emotional health
heals itself and
while
regenerates
you're
while you're
sleeping.
sleeping.
Right.
So yeah, it like, I don't know who here has ever uttered the words, "Well, I'll sleep when I'm dead." That was me. Like, and those were the people I attracted, right? Total badge of honor. I would get 2 hours of sleep not together a night, and it was absolutely insane. Once I started getting sleep, then I knew I needed sleep. And what that led to was other really great things. Realizing, as far as recharging goes, what my non-negotiables were. So you have to think about for yourselves, what are those non-negotiables? So sleeping a good night, stopping for meals. Like, I wouldn't eat all day. I wouldn't have breakfast, lunch, and then 3 o'clock, I'd be like, what's wrong with me? I can't like focus on anything because I'd have more caffeine, and then I wouldn't eat till dinner time. And then, so eating is a non-negotiable. That's another way to recharge. Doing things for fun is a way to recharge. What is it that you like to do? I don't care what it is. I have some hobbies. I like to read mysteries. I love mysteries. So I read mysteries. I crochet. Sometimes I just hang out with my husband. I visit with my daughters. These are the things that make me happy. And I've built the freedom and flexibility back into my schedule so that when I get a phone call from Stephanie, hey, you want to grab lunch today? If I can fit it in to my schedule, then I'm like, hell yeah. And then I don't mind, because I don't work on weekends anymore. I don't mind moving my work block that afternoon because it's not going to be an hour. I don't mind moving it to a Saturday, right? So like I get up early anyway on a Saturday morning. I'll stick that 2 hours of work in on a Saturday morning so that it's on my terms, because I've done something that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And it's important.
I like the fact that you said it's on your terms, right? Because a lot of people are in reactive mode. They're reacting to the email. They're reacting to the phone. The phone rings, you answer it. The email comes in, you respond to it. And it's not the way to live life on your terms. You're living on somebody else's terms who wants something of you. And so I was saying earlier too, Teresa, I take Sundays off, but sometimes I do work, but it's usually creative type stuff that is for business, but it's for me, it's recharging because I'm being creative. And sometimes I don't get a lot of time to be creative because I'm constantly, with people doing things.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, on my terms, because I'll do it for an hour and then I won't do it anymore. Then I'll just go and stare out the window.
Right. Well, we could have an entirely different conversation just on the whole myth of work-life balance. There really isn't any work-life balance. It's not a real thing, because the magic and the growth happen in the extremes of life and work, right? And the balance, so to speak, or that resting point is where you go to recharge. So right now, I'm gearing up for launch mode. I'm in the middle. Registration opened for a challenge. That is the start for a launch that I'm doing, that at the end of the month, into a program. And during launch, there's like the ramp up to it, the actual event, the cart open, cart close, and then delivering a really great experience for students. That whole ramp up, that's I'm putting in more time. I'm coming back into my office after dinner for a couple of hours, not every night. I'm going to work on a Saturday. I'll probably do a couple as it gets close over the weekend of launch week. I'm working on the weekends, but I know that there's an end. And
Yeah.
I'm not doing that to myself on a consistent, constant basis, because burnout is a real thing. And, if you don't learn the lesson, then it's just going to happen. And it's kind of like almost being in an abusive relationship with yourself. You'll see just how far can I push myself next time? How far can I push myself next time? How
And
close
you'll end
to
up
the edge?
sick, right? You'll end up sick.
You end up sick, but it's not just you. It spreads out and affects everything and everyone around you. Like, not as gentle as a droplet of water, and then you drop a penny
Right,
on the top of
right.
the water, right? It's more like, tidal waves of, who are you mowing over, and who's being neglected, and who's feeling like, what relationships are you damaging?
Right.
And and those are real things that happen. It starts looking inside yourself and being willing to look at the hard things, right? Because having a good work ethic is not the same thing as working yourself sick.
Right.
So, and if you feel that like you're getting close to burnout and you're not making time in your day to rest, recharge, and rejuvenate, and to have fun and friendships and family, then there's no need to beat yourself up over that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about who you are. It's just a recognition, and then being curious enough to say, what can I do about it?
And I think a lot of people, they wonder, like, do you take one day off during the week and do nothing? And sometimes that kind of is extreme. And I like what you were saying before, how there's no work-life balance. And I'm constantly quoting Richard Branson, who said, there's no work time, play time. It's all just living, and you blend it all together. So sometimes I'm working, I'm meeting. I might go through 4 hours of talking with people, and then I might go run an errand, go hop in my car, and I'll go drive. I'll do something. I might do some work in the yard or in the garage. And I have the privilege to be able to work from home, so I can do these things. But even when I had a job, I used to go outside and I would walk the grounds of the office complex. I
Right.
would get out and go do something that was not that same thing. So to grind and grind and grind means you're grinding yourself down. Divert your attention to something that is maybe just hands-on type stuff versus thinking stuff. And if you're talking all the time, maybe go do something that allows you to just listen to some music while you're doing something else, so you can weave it in throughout the day. And I've learned to do that and listen to my body and my mind when I'm straining myself to go and do something else. Hey, let me get away from this computer for a while and go do something not screen related. That's a big one.
And it's funny. I read somewhere that actually you're only supposed to spend like I think it's every 25 minutes you're supposed to get up from the computer, right? And you're supposed to look, even if you
Teresa
can't
knows the
go
real
out.
number.
It's right. Even if you can't go outside, but you look outside and focus your eyes on something else, it's good for your vision. It's good for your head, right? I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
reality is who gets to do that every 25 minutes? Not me, but
It's about in making the intention, right?
right.
And it's also, I think, working in your flow, because we come from a society of 9 to 5, and then we start our own job, we start our own business, and we don't work 9 to 5 anymore. We work like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., right? So, yes, that crazy tomato gene, she's Pomodoro method, right? So, it's I'm very much a fan of working in your flow. So years ago, before I was a productivity coach and I worked in the craft and hobby industry, if I was doing any kind of technical writing, like a tutorial or a tear sheet for a manufacturer article, those things that was morning work for me. Like anything before noon, it had to happen before noon. But creative artwork was after dinner. Like you weren't going to find me trying to create successfully at 9 o'clock in the morning some type of art project, because that wasn't my time. So what are your cycles and rhythms? Start paying attention to those and put your work that works for that time in those spots, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total
I
sense.
love the idea when you talk about flow, and we actually were at 4 minutes before the end of the hour, so we do have to wrap it up. But Teresa, tell us. I know you got a program going on. Maybe talk to us a little bit about that, and let's show people how
Sure.
they can get in contact with you. With that.
Absolutely. I am registration open today for my productivity challenge. It's called the Achieveathon. And it's, take control of your week and focus on what matters. And what we're going to do is in 5 days, I'm going to share with you a repeatable process to determine the work that you should be actually focusing on, and then what to do about all the other things. So it'll be
Ooh.
fun, short, quick challenge. And if you go to teresasafali.com/achieveathon, you can register. It's absolutely free. And I'm looking forward to having some of you with me, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. So yeah,
Thanks for
check
having me.
that website out there, and register for that. If anything Teresa said is making sense to you, if you're one of those people that's like, yeah, I've kind of suffered burnout, or I've come close and I don't know how to overcome it. Teresa lived it, overcame it as an expert, and is teaching it, so she can really help you with that. So hit that link there. Well, it's not a link, but go to that. I'll leave it up there for a little while longer
I'll
and
put it in
register
the
for the
chat.
program.
I'll put it in
And
the
reach
chat.
out to Teresa. Like, look, if you want to know more how she overcame it, schedule a face-to-face with her for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks
Well,
for having me.
we do have to say goodbye to Teresa. It flew by. We gave you some extra time in there because we brought you on late, but thank you so much for coming on. You're fantastic.
You're amazing, my
having me.
friend.
It was so
Thank
much
you
fun.
so much.
Okay, bye. Wow, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
And that's just
She's
scratching the
amazing.
surface, right?
Yeah,
With what she's done.
just scratching the surface. That's why I said to you guys, like, listen, if you deal with some of that and you want to know how she got past it, then definitely reach out to her and have a face to face. And I can assure you, you will not regret it, not 1 second of it, because
Yeah.
she's full of knowledge and
Yeah,
information.
she really is. She really is. Lots of great practical stuff you can do, but the mindset behind it to get that flow. That flow is, I've been in the flow. It's a constant state of trying to get back into it sometimes. But once you discover your rhythm, like Teresa's talking about, like I know at the times of the day I'm really good at certain things. And
Right.
because of that, I can schedule things accordingly. And that's something you learn about yourself, right? As opposed to trying to just cram stuff into a day and trying to get stuff done.
Well, look, I think Teresa said it, you said it, we've said it, like pick your time, and for that time is different for everybody, right? Like I know can be more creative in the evening than I can be in the morning. I'm not a morning person, right? So I try to do the tasks that don't require too much creativity in the morning. That makes it easier for me. And then of course, you're being more efficient and effective with your time, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
But listen, we're winding down, guys, and before we hop off, first and foremost, I want to thank Chaz for starting this, starting this amazing networking group. I want to thank Renee for giving Rob and I the opportunity to do it on the Inc. page.
Thank you, Renee.
So thank you, Renee. And I want to thank Tina for starting the region and being our mentor and our friend. Without you, we wouldn't be here, right? So we want to thank all of you guys. We hope you have a great night. We hope you see the value and that you continue to come and support. And remember, spread love wherever you go.
Absolutely. Come back on September 15th. We're going to be going live once again. We'll be coming back twice a month. Next episode number 21 is coming up, but you'll get a heads up. Make sure you're liking the Master Networks Inc. page. And thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. Hope you got some value out of it. Share the replay with somebody who you know is going to suffer burnout. Maybe you can learn a few things here. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Bye now.